But in reality, most of my streams are live streams, right? So unless I'm actually like clipping videos from the web and putting a voiceover, I probably just use the iMovie to be honest with you.
Okay. Yeah, we were we had someone Thunder Chats. I
Right.
don't know if you know who Thunder Chats is.
Mm-mm.
He's on the Thunder side of Twitter. He was telling us about, or he was telling me, he was our very first episode, right?
Oh,
Was Thunder
nice.
Chats our first person we had on, Isaac?
He was our first guest. I don't know if he was our first like episode.
I don't remember,
It's
but
cool though. At least you have like a core group of guys, that
yeah,
you can get into it with.
we try
I'm more
to,
of a lone wolf, man.
yeah,
I, I I like to.
we try to have a guest on every episode just to, I
That's
think it
good.
brings more
That's good.
people on and
For
or
sure.
brings more
Especially if
people to the
that guest has a
podcast.
big fan base, right? If
Yeah.
they have the bigger the fan base, the better.
Exactly. Dude, my phone it has not stopped blowing up.
Get DeAndre Ayton matching the
Twitter,
contract offer. Yeah, my
Twitter in
Twitter's always.
general, people going nuts.
I
Ayton is
just
a very, very polarizing figure in Suns Twitter. It's pretty much like 50-50 on like
yeah.
if you people wanted to keep him or let him go.
Wow.
What's
You know
Which
up,
is
what?
Tyler?
right.
Stream is live, by the way, guys.
All right.
We'll give a few seconds for people to get in here.
Like you'd
Let me.
think like that the general consensus in the fan base would be, oh yeah, we should probably keep our number one overall pick. But no.
Right. I think it's a lot easier when you're on the outside looking in because usually fan bases tend to be more crucial with their own players. I
Hmm.
know this as a diehard Laker fan, bro. We go through it all the time.
Trust me, it is not difficult to see it from like the Lakers fan base because of how many of you there are, and you got the LeBron fan. You're a Lakers fan, not a LeBron fan?
Lakers fan,
Yeah,
baby.
dude's
Okay.
been a
Yeah,
Lakers fan since before we were thought of.
yeah, yeah. But my family's been a Laker fan their whole lives basically, and they got to see the Magic Johnson era. Me personally, I was born in the '90s, so I I was a kid. I couldn't really grasp basketball till like I was like about 6 or 7. So '96, '97 is when I became a Laker fan. So right around the Kobe era.
Oh yeah. When we start actually recording, I'm gonna ask you to repeat all that just for like the podcast listeners, the people who don't listen live.
Yes, sir. Got you.
But
One Two
yeah.
Hustle says, "What's up, DT?" I don't
Hey,
know if you
what's
know
up,
who that
Hustle?
is.
Um, Let me see if I can see the comments. Show the
Yeah,
chat.
it's
There you
right on
go.
our YouTube. I don't know if you. We tagged you on
Oh, okay.
Twitter.
Let me go ahead and open it so I can see the comments. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I just tweeted out the link, so you should get a couple people in
Yeah.
here.
Appreciate that.
So let's see. Okay, so the chat's on the channel, right? Oh, there you go.
Yep.
All right, Hustle. All right, I see you. I see you. What's up, guys?
Let's go. You guys
All
ready to
right.
start?
Yeah,
So
you can go ahead
All
and do
right.
the
I'll do
intro.
the intro. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the We Know Ball podcast. We got a special guest on today, Dan, the Lakers fan. It's been a while. We've been trying to get you on for a little bit. I'm glad we finally were able to get you in here.
thank you guys for having me, man. A pleasure.
Yeah, man. We're gonna start off. Let's talk about. I know you said a little bit before we start recording, but give us your background as a Lakers fan.
Man, basically, just been a Laker fan my whole life, bro. My family, I was born into it because my family were Laker fans before me. Born in the '90s, started officially watching like around '96. The Eddie Jones, early Kobe era, and then yeah, it's been 4+ years. So I've seen the goods, the bads, everything, man. We've been through it.
That's awesome,
Love to
man.
hear it. We love to hear when a Lakers fan's actually a Lakers fan and not a LeBron fan. No disrespect, but to LeBron fans, but a little bit of
Well,
disrespect to LeBron
I
fans.
always wonder because I have a good relationship with some LeBron fans. They're actually pretty knowledgeable, so I won't shit on all of them. But I'm sorry, can I cuss?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we cuss all the time, dude.
No,
You're
you're
Oh,
good.
good.
okay, okay. Yeah, I won't shit on all the LeBron fans. I'll just say, uh, some of them you're right. Some of them are a little off the wheels because they tend to just whatever LeBron wants, type of thing. But in general, you're right, man. player fans are different than team fans for sure.
Before we get into any like questions, I want to ask this: Are you Team Bron or Jordan?
Um,
Because I know you're from the
no,
'90s, but LeBron's on the
I've
Lakers
never
now.
I've never liked the GOAT debate. So my answer to that is I'm gonna make it short. Uh, I feel like everybody's biased to the GOAT debate depending on when they were born
Hmm.
and who they watched for the majority of their career. So I think they're all GOATs in their own right. I think Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, you can't go wrong either way. Even some people might even say Kareem, Magic. You know, it depends what era you grew up in, man.
That's a good answer. I'm the same way. I'm like,
There.
I'm done. I'm not debating it anymore. 1A, 1B, whatever you want to put it.
It's better to appreciate
Uh,
the talent, right?
Right, exactly.
I'm Team Jordan because I love arguing with people. So,
Oh,
but
there
that's
you
just
go.
me.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I ain't mad at you. Anybody who says Jordan's a goat, hey, you have your argument, right?
I do want to ask you, uh, just like, what's your general opinion on the Lakers as a team right now? What was your opinion on how the season went last season? Is that what you were expecting?
Not
Um,
not at all. Well, look, we sucked last year. That's a fact. I think anybody who watched the season could tell you that. We definitely underachieved for having three max contracts on the roster. We were very below average, and we looked old at times. And I think there was plenty of finger pointing to go around. I hated the coaching last season, so I am happy this season we improved on that part, and we got younger. So it's a start, right? We still got a ways to go for sure. I'm happy in the direction we're going right now, compared to where we were at last season.
and what was your opinion on the Westbrook trade when it happened?
I was excited about it because I thought, hey, we got three-star players now. I'm pretty sure, him being a LA native, he's gonna leave his ego at the door. He's gonna come in here instead of stat hunting. He's gonna sacrifice for the team, and it's gonna be good, right? But I was wrong about that one, man. It was an atrocity, and I think Laker fans would agree with me. We can't wait for him to get off the team at this point.
So you don't think the Westbrook hate is you think it's fairly justified this past season?
I think people, well, there's different spectrums to the hate, right? If you say he's fucking trash and he's garbage and Westbrook and all that, I think that's a little overboard. But but if we're talking about just somebody who didn't fit on a roster and then didn't embrace the LA culture, which is winning team first basketball, name on the front of the jersey before the name on the back, uh, is justified because he didn't embrace Laker fans. First of all, he kept telling them to go home and shit. Calling them all kinds of names and stuff. And so he kind of poured it onto himself. It's kind of like you reap what you sow.
Mhm.
Uh, when everybody knows when you're a Laker, you're always under the microscope. So if you play really good, we're gonna hype you up like a motherfucker, right? But if you play like shit, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna criticize you. So it comes with the territory. I think I would have expected him to know that before he came here, right? But I guess his skin wasn't as thick as I thought it would be. To be
We
honest with
saw
you.
we saw that with Danny Green after he missed that 1 3 in the bubble
Oh
during the
yeah,
playoffs.
I remember
Oh
that. I
yeah.
remember Twitter after that. That was.
Dude, Danny, you couldn't even say the word Danny Green without like five Lakers fans in your mentions trashing him. It was insane.
But see, the difference is that Danny Green, I'm a level-headed Laker fan, man. I criticize players on the court, off the court. I'm not with the whole name calling and all that shit. You have to do something really bad for me to start trashing you like and to that level, right? Because I am a trash talker, but there's levels to it, bro. Like people were sending death threats to Danny Green. Those weren't real Laker fans, in my opinion. Whoever did that, that shit was garbage.
Do you think? Because I know you were saying when you were mentioning Westbrook, you were talking about the whole name on the front before name on the back. Do you think there's gonna be a difference with Kyrie? Because of Kyrie's
Well,
whole attitude,
okay.
if you guys get Kyrie,
Well,
because I know
first,
Kyrie is
before we say that, let's say, I mean, well, I guess, do you want Kyrie? I feel like that's a no-brainer question, but at the same time, like, some
Well,
people think he's crazy,
the,
so
the people who know me know I've always been a Kyrie supporter, man, and I'm a level-headed fan, which means I'm not a prisoner of the moment. People like to just trash people's whole careers based on what happened last year. I'm not gonna go that far. Kyrie's still a Hall of Famer. I'm not sure if did they put him in the top 75. He should have been.
I
I don't think he
don't
was in it. No,
I don't think so.
I
Yeah,
remember
he
he
should
was
have been.
getting.
I'm not just saying that because he could be a Laker fan. I've always been an avid Kyrie supporter, man. But my thing is with Kyrie is, yeah, he's been difficult off the court, right? But let's not act like Kevin Durant's a saint. I mean, when he went to that team, it was. I knew it wasn't going to work out when they acquired James Harden. That's too much craziness going on right there. So, Kyrie to me is misunderstood, bro. And I think if
Yeah.
he came to LA, you have to remember Kyrie Irving is a Kobe disciple. If he embraces the greatness of Los Angeles and he performs for us, we're gonna not just love him, we're gonna worship his ass, man. We're gonna basically buy his jersey, bro. You're gonna be talking about how he's better than Steph Curry. Watch, the
Oh.
narrative will be there. Yeah, I'm not saying it's true, but what I'm saying is this is what will happen. This is what comes with the success of being a Laker, a
Uh-huh.
successful Laker. Right? You get you're gonna hype him up so bad, man. When
I
it comes
won't
to the Lakers,
lie,
trust me.
that Kyrie Lakers jersey, if he gets a good number, that's gonna be a hard ass jersey.
Oh yeah, day one buy, right? That's a day one buy
That's me with the
for sure.
Kevin Durant
With
Suns
KD,
jersey,
man,
if
we're
that happens.
praying over here.
So as we know, the Lakers they're not exactly known for their assets, is what I'll say.
Mhm.
So do you think that the all reliable Westbrook THT and a pick is enough for Kyrie, or do you think the Nets take that?
There's no market for for Kyrie Irving right now. Like, what if you're a Brooklyn Net? Like, if you're the GM, what can you demand for Kyrie?
Exactly.
You know, he didn't play much for your franchise, so his trade value has tanked. There's really reports of no other team interested. So then, if you're Rob Pelinka and the Lakers, you have to put yourself as a fan. You have to put yourself in his place. What are you willing to give up? What would you give up for Kyrie Irving? Let me ask you that question.
Let me look. I'm gonna pull up the trade machine just so I can see what exactly like assets you have, so I'm not just throwing
Yeah.
out
Are
random
you
Let me
saying
just
what
say,
would we give him as a Suns fan from the Suns team or from a Lakers perspective?
if you're Rob Pelinka, what are you giving
Okay.
up? And
Okay.
just want to say quick shout out to all the fans in there saying what's up.
Yeah, man, we got a decent amount of people in here.
Yes, sir. Laker fans, man, we run the world,
And I
baby.
know I saw a thing about the Lakers or the Nets weren't opposed to the Westbrook THT and a pick, but they wanted 2 first-round picks out of it. But I heard
Right.
the Lakers were hesitant to give
Well,
that up.
let me tell you what I think about that.
Do you
To
think
answer your
That's
one
tough.
question,
pick? Do you think one pick is like the
I
deal
would. I'm
breaker?
willing to give up either Kendrick Nunn or THT, whoever they want. The draft pick, whichever one they want. They might think that 2029 is worth more because LeBron and AD will probably be off the books by then. We're probably be in rebuild mode, hypothetically.
Hmm.
So they get the first round pick. I would throw in 2 second-round picks. Those are worth something, believe it or not. There's been plenty of gems found in the second round, especially by our Lakers, right? But a lot of teams make a killing in the second round, believe it or not. So
Hmm.
I give up 2 second-round picks and whoever they want from THC Kendrick Nunn plus the first, 27 or 29. I think that's more than fair, unless they throw in Seth Curry. They throw in Seth Curry like we wanted initially, then I'm willing to give up 2 first-round picks because the Lakers they do an excellent job of drafting without having draft picks,
Hmm.
right?
Is that
So,
first round pick completely unprotected?
not the second one. The second one to me is more valuable because we don't know what the future holds. As you know, realistically speaking, as a fan, everybody has to eventually go through a small rebuild of some sort, right? We've all been through it. If you're a longtime Suns fan, you've been through it, right? Even the post Steve Nash era and all that, there was a shaky period for you guys. So we all go through it. So I would do maybe top 14 protected on 29. Make sure if it's a lottery pick, we keep it. If it's not, they can have it.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm
And that sounds
Rob
reasonable for
Pelinka,
adding it in
I'm
for Seth
definitely
Curry. I feel like a
Right.
lottery protected pick isn't crazy.
But here's what I think. I think the Nets, the Laker fans, we know about this so-called Laker tax. And what it is we always have to overpay for star players. We overpaid for Russell Westbrook. Looking back at the trade, don't you think we gave up
Oh
too
yeah.
much?
What was the
Right?
trade again?
I think it was
Uh,
Kuzma,
Kuzma,
KCP.
Montrezl Harrell, KCP, and a first-round pick for Russell Westbrook, declining
yeah.
Russell Westbrook.
That's an
So
overpay for sure.
it's an overpay, and is usually what has to happen to us, to the Laker Nation. We always have to overpay for these star players, even when they don't have a lot of value like Kyrie. So I'm not surprised that Brooklyn is trying hard to win this trade. Even I think they're leaking out reports. saying that Kyrie's willing to go back and play and all this and that, right? But then, see, that conflicts with the report that they had given him permission to find a sign and trade deal. Remember that one a couple of
Hmm.
weeks ago? So I always pay attention to the little tea leaves, and what I see is the Lakers and the Nets are probably at a standoff. And now it might end up that they don't make a trade at all. But I think whoever gives up first is probably going to lose a trade, man. The leverage, you know?
I think
Yeah,
the
I
Nets are kind of
agree.
doing the same thing with KD with us, because I'm
Now,
sure
here's the
we've
thing,
thrown
though.
tons of packages at them.
You guys now have matched DeAndre Ayton's offer sheet, which means you can't trade him for a whole year. What does
Right.
that do to you guys in the whole, you know?
So from what we know,
Yeah,
Flex from Jersey, I don't know if you know who that is. He's like a big source when it comes to this type of stuff. He always
Mhm.
tells us stuff early, but DeAndre Ayton was never gonna go to the Nets anyway. The Nets
let
didn't
me
want him.
hold on, Brandon.
Yeah,
Let me
you
cut
probably
you
know
off.
more about it anyway, so
I want to credit Flex first so that you know who we're talking about and that he's a legitimate source.
yeah.
He had that Kevin Durant was gonna request a trade like a month before it happened. Of
Even
course he didn't.
longer because we he didn't post it until like a month before. He was letting other people know like 2 or 3 months prior when we found
Yeah,
out.
he had he knew that Donovan Mitchell was gonna be up for trade like 2 weeks before that happened, and he tweeted that. Um, he had the literally today. He let me see if I can find it on my timeline. He tweeted in May 17th that that the Suns were gonna match DeAndre Ayton contract offer all along. Like he said that way back in May.
He knew the CP
So
trade for us prior to us getting CP. So he
yeah, he
has
called the Chris Paul
sources.
trade.
He
It seems
has
credible, yeah.
yeah. Um
He says that DeAndre Ayton was never that big of a factor in a potential Kevin Durant trade because Brooklyn never wanted him in the first place.
Right. I've heard of this rumor as well. Now I'll ask you this. I mean, they want a star in return. You, as a Suns fan, I want to ask you guys this because I have a different opinion of Devin Booker than you guys probably do, right?
yeah, we were
On the
talking about it
outside
before
looking
we
in.
started recording stuff.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Devin Booker. I think he's a great player. Does he have that killer mindset at the right times? I don't know. I don't know, man. I haven't seen enough. I mean, he got to the
I mean, he
finals,
dropped
but
40 balls back to
Yeah,
back in
I
the
mean,
finals.
I don't
Just
know that game 6 against you guys was a
wait. The game six against us, you mean the same one where Anthony Davis was already injured and LeBron was on his way? The
oh
same
we
game
could
man.
six
say
we're
the same
talking
thing for
about?
Chris Paul though.
Okay, but remember, we were up 2-1 when everybody was healthy. That's all I'm gonna say on that front. Now, at the end of the day, you guys won.
Right.
So I give you guys credit for that. There's really no excuses for losing at the end of the day. The only thing I don't like is the cockiness, all the gloating and stuff, talking about
I
it
can
was
see
going to
that
happen
from
anyway.
other fans' point of view, though. I can see why
Right.
a lot of fans don't like him because he's slowly turning
Here,
into one of the more hated players in the
here's
But the
my
league.
thing,
question, the
and
question I want to ask: do you think Devin Booker's a superstar? Superstar.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Maybe not now, but I think he can be.
I think right now
He's only
he's
25.
borderline superstar. I think he's definitely making his way. I think he's in that top 15. So I guess everyone has their own opinion of what a superstar is.
I only think there's a handful of
Like
superstars in this league, and
let's say this: if
Yeah,
Kevin
you're a
let's
Durant is
see.
one.
What's your definition of superstar first?
Uh, a superstar for me is somebody who changes the whole dynamic of your team by himself. You don't need a co-star.
do you think Tatum's a
LeBron
superstar?
James, not
No.
yet,
Okay.
not yet, no.
If Tatum,
But
okay, then by that definition, sorry to cut you off. By
go
that
ahead.
definition, he's not.
Okay. Yeah, that's just my definition, though. It don't
Mhm.
have to be your definition.
Right.
I just think superstars is a word that we throw out
Yeah.
often, right? Like, for example, Kevin Durant's a superstar. Obviously, Giannis. I could. There's probably like a handful of superstars in this league right now. I think, and you're probably gonna hate me for saying this, but I think Luka Doncic just elevated his
Oh,
status to
No, I'm
superstar
I,
with you. I fuck bro.
because he's the
Luca.
lone he's the lone star on his team, and look where he elevated
let
his
me say
team.
this.
No,
I'm
I'm
gonna
with you.
apologize now on stream and on this podcast to Luca because like what was it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks
Oh my
before our
goodness.
series against the Mavs, I was
Oh
adamant
man.
on saying Luca's not top 5. I
He
didn't
wasn't
think
top 10.
top 10. Sorry, top 10. When everyone's
Yeah,
healthy.
I'm not letting you get away with that, though.
When everyone is healthy, and I named 10 players when everyone is healthy that I think are better than Luka. But after that second round against us, I can't say anything. So I'm gonna shut up about Luka Doncic. He bent us over.
You know what? You're not alone. I've had this argument with my friends
Mhm.
where I was arguing in favor of Luca because I'm an objective fan. Whether you're a Laker or not, I will, basically break your game down fairly, right?
Mhm.
Oh
And
gosh.
and I really think Luca was an all-star, borderline superstar before this season. I think this is the season for me because they dealt with injuries and all that, and they still made it to the Western Conference Finals. And if you look at that roster had no business in the Western Conference Finals. They didn't even have a legit big man.
Mhm.
Who was their best big man? Dwight Powell? Like,
Probably. Well, that's our that during the playoffs. It was probably Kleba. Maxi Kleba was he had like a
and I don't even
50%
consider
three point.
him a legit big.
Yeah.
He's more of
Dwight
a
Powell
stretch
got
four to
played
me.
off the court.
So that's what I'm saying. They made it to the Western Conference Finals. They had no business beating you guys. To be
No,
honest with
not
you,
at
that was
all.
a
No,
shocker
they
for me.
didn't. That's part of why it was
I
so
bought a
like
Luka Doncic jersey
shocking.
because he beat you guys because I couldn't believe it. All right, so I'm gonna say Luka became a superstar this season, but to me, that term is always thrown loosely, man, and
Yeah.
it bothers me, right?
Yeah.
Because
By your
Kevin
definition,
Durant is a superstar,
yeah.
and if you can trade Devin Booker for Kevin Durant, I'm doing that 10 times out of 10, even if
Ooh,
he was
that's
a
a tough
Laker,
one for us. That's a tough one for us.
because
It's
you're
just the thing is, for us, the whole point is pairing them together.
That's the whole reason
That's like
KD
the whole.
wants to come. So
But my question to you then would be: the year you guys made it to the finals, if you have Kevin Durant instead of Devin Booker, don't you agree that you have a better shot at that title? All I'm saying.
I agree with that. I
That's
do.
technically true.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
So
agree with
if
that.
if you're a front office exec, that's always the goal, man. Is how do I get my team
But
closer to the
at the
title?
same time, Giannis beat KD
Right.
just the round before, so it's hard. But it was also by an inch, you can say.
By a big toe, man.
Yeah. So
So
He beat him by a
it's
big
it's
toe.
it's debatable, right?
yeah.
It's a nice debate we're having because you guys are loyal to Devin Booker. You guys seen him grow up like we see Kobe Bryant grow up. So
Right.
I understand, and I'm not comparing those two players. Don't get it twisted. But I'm saying I understand where you would be attached as a fan base to that
Hmm.
star player that you guys, he's homegrown basically. You guys
Yep.
drafted him. But that's the difference between a front office that succeeds and having your emotions attached to a player or a
So,
team. Is
but
that
so you would trade a 20 he's like 26 now. Devin Booker's 26, I'm pretty sure.
He's not
26 year
26.
old.
He's
He's
25.
25. I
He's
thought he turned
still.
26 during
His
the
birthday's
season.
in like November, I think.
So would you
I
trade
would
Devin
trade him?
Booker for a 33-year-old KD?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if you ask anybody, like any NBA fan, are you trading Devin Booker straight up for Kevin Durant? It's a no-brainer. Like even Suns fans are saying yes, but there's so much more context that you have to take into account there.
Okay, like
Like, well, the part of the issue with why the Suns lost is that Chris Paul at this point in his career is not capable of being us like us what's the word? He's not good enough to be a second option scoring. He's just not. And DeAndre Ayton, as much as I love the guy, he unfortunately did not quite take that leap. And that's a whole different discussion. I'm not even going to get into that. But DeAndre Ayton did not take that leap and become like that 20 point per game scorer that we kind of wanted him to be. So while yes, you trade Booker for Kevin Durant straight up, that doesn't fix the issue that the Suns had, which was whenever like against the Mavericks, they would
When they're
bum rush Book
blitzing
or
Book, yeah.
they would blitz Chris Paul, and then the Suns had no other creators on the court to relieve that pressure off of Devin Booker and Chris Paul. And then I don't want to like Kevin Durant right after Game 7 was not the expectation. We were not like right after we lost, we were not like, oh, we need to go get Kevin Durant. That was Kevin Durant's only a thing because of what Flex had been saying and because of now that he's requested a trade and said the Suns are his destination. If that stuff hadn't happened, we'd have our minds set on like a Jordan Clarkson or like just a guy who can score off, like create his own shot off the dribble. Kevin Durant is only the conversation because he basically made it the conversation.
okay, that's fair. But what I want to say to you is Kevin Durant is a player that I don't think Devin Booker will ever become. Me personally, all right. Nothing. You might think
Oh, I
he
agree.
might reach another
I
level.
think KD's top
Uh,
15 all time. I don't think Book would get there.
Booker
So
to me will always be a top tier All Star in this league, but I'm not sure he has super in him. Right? I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet in his career. I've seen spurts of it. I've seen him get extremely lucky versus good matchups in the playoffs where he has went off. But when it really matters, he gets clamped up, man. And my thing about that is you're trading for a 6'10" elite scorer. You already had an elite defense. All right. Now you're talking about somebody who, even if he gets double teamed, he's gonna cook your ass. The reason he was not successful in Brooklyn is because they had zero defense, man. Everybody knows Steve Nash is from the Mike D'Antoni system. Mike D'Antoni does not preach defense, and they look at their personnel. They didn't have good defenders, right? They gutted that team for James Harden, and they ended up trading James Harden for basically nothing for this season because Ben Simmons didn't play. So you take Kevin Durant from Brooklyn, you put him in Phoenix. Now you're in the conversation. Now you're in the true contender conversation. If I'm honest with you, even if you subtract Booker, you still have Chris Paul. You still have what's his name?
Mikal Bridges.
I always forget. Mikal Bridges. I was confusing with the other one, Miles Bridges. Mikal Bridges. You still have solid role players off the bench. You still have. Do you guys have good draft picks as well? Who'd you draft this year?
We didn't
We
have a
didn't have
pick.
any picks this year.
You didn't have a
Our
pick
next
this year.
pick is next year. Yeah.
Okay, but you land Kevin Durant. You have Ayton, who, by the way, I think Ayton in a pick and roll with Kevin Durant would be a lot more lethal than Ayton in a pick and roll with Devin Booker. Because now you got two basic 7-footers. Pick your poison, man. Especially if you go small ball. So you're getting a real killer for a potential killer, right? Because to me personally, Devin Booker's not become the killer that Phoenix Suns fans want him to be. Because if he was that guy, you'd have a championship. You really would. When you went up, what was the series versus Milwaukee? You guys went
2-0.
up, what was it, 1?
2-0.
2-0, right?
Yep.
2-0. And what I saw from there on was Mike Budenholzer adjust, take away Devin Booker from the game plan, double team him. We all know about those signature double teams he loves so much. They took the ball out of his hands and forced Chris Paul. Like you said, Chris Paul's older now, so he's not going to be that guy at all times, even though he's been spectacular for you guys in spurts, right?
Right.
So what you will really essentially be trading for is a proven champion that can carry you when you get there. You have a roster that could have gotten you there, but I just don't see the champion, man. That's why I say I would do that trade for Devin Booker for KD because
From
you're
a
trading.
I see what
Right.
you're saying,
Yeah,
though. I can
from
agree with you.
strictly like basketball perspective, yes, that you're right. Part of obviously part of the Suns fan thing is the emotional connection. Like, would you like I don't like if this was you like in your shoes, would you have traded like 25-year-old Kobe for like would you have wanted to do that? No, probably
No,
not.
because I saw the killer in Kobe. He was a champion by 25. He was already a
And
killer.
and I watched Devin Booker in the finals last year drop 40 points in back-to-back games,
Mhm.
and his team failed him in those two games.
We lost both those games. Yep.
We lost both of those games because his team failed him.
We get
If
a
the
little
Suns
more
win,
production both those games. We're not. This conversation isn't being had.
yeah, I think if the Suns win just one of those games, this conversation is completely different because like Devin Booker, man, he was in those two games he dropped 40, he was unguardable. Some of the shots he was hitting were absurd.
He's
And
very talented, man. I don't hate his skill. What I hate is his mindset.
Hmm.
And what I noticed about him from an outsider looking in, and it happens every time he plays my Lakers, as soon as somebody gets under his skin, dude resorts to complaining and crying about calls instead of focusing on his offensive skill set. And that sometimes takes him out of his game. And that's what Milwaukee did. Milwaukee frustrated him, man. At the time, they had PJ Tucker. They had all world defenders. They had obviously Chris Middleton with a 6'10 size. There was no way you guys were going to win that series. As close as it looked at first, size matters in the postseason. And that's why it was crucial for you guys to match DeAndre Ayton. Obviously, you don't want to lose him for nothing. But Devin Booker, to me, he had his opportunities to prove he's that guy, man. And even though he had impressive games, I'm telling you, it's all about matchups for me. And when I want to see him dominate is when they make the adjustments to him because you will see in the postseason you will see he will cook somebody 1, 2 games. Third game comes, double team, get the ball out of his hands. What is he going to do then? Fourth game comes, all of a sudden they're clamping him up. Now he's making mistakes. He's turning the ball over. And you cannot lie and sit here and tell me that he didn't make crucial mistakes in that Buck series, right? make turnovers that cost you guys games, man.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. And this is where it takes me back to when I first saw that video of him complaining to Joe Kimno about being double teamed. That has been a mindset for him for a long time. I've noticed that. He's complacent. And this is why I say I hate the comparison between Kobe and Booker. Kobe was a killer. You could send a double or triple team, he would adjust to it and still make you guys pay. I know Phoenix Suns fans know all about that, during our battles back in the Steve Nash days. No matter what adjustment you make, a real killer is going to find a way to get his and find a way to maximize his team, regardless. Kevin Durant, if you swap Kevin Durant for Devin Booker in that series, I promise you guys would have had a chip. It's a guarantee because Kevin Durant's actually a killer. And I don't like him personally. I think he's very polarizing. I think he's a little too sensitive on social media for my liking. But I'm not going to sit here and disrespect him and say he's trash, right? This guy's a killer. He's shown it. But you have to give him the right team to compete, man. And I actually think Phoenix would give him the right team to compete. I would like to see it just to see if anybody can knock out Golden State Warriors. But that doesn't happen. I really hope we get Kyrie because I think we'll be the chosen ones, man. I think Kyrie will make a huge difference from Russell Westbrook. I think we would be in the finals.
I will say I would be very excited to watch that Pacific Division showdown. If Kevin Durant ends up on the Suns with Devin Booker somehow and Kyrie ends up on the Lakers, that 4-team battle between the Warriors, Suns, Clippers, and Lakers is going to be one for the ages.
Man, it would be
That's
good.
Gonna be exciting.
And that's all we want as basketball fans. I'm cheering for these trades to happen because I want good basketball, man. I want competition. I'm not one of these coward fans that is rooting for y'all to downfall so that you could just magically disappear. No, I want to take you guys down, man. That's what I want as a Laker fan. I haven't had the pleasure to take down the Clippers in the playoffs. I can't stand the Clippers. I haven't had the pleasure that we take down the Suns in the playoffs, and you already know my track record with y'all, man. It'll be fun if it happens, right? But to be determined, we'll see.
I will say, I know, like you just said, you prefer to take teams down rather than prey on their downfall. One team I did prey on their downfall is the Utah Jazz. I'm very happy to see that team is going into the dumpster. Fuck the Jazz. I hate them a lot. That's all I wanted to say. Just fuck the Jazz.
I just don't like their fans. I don't like
neither,
their fans.
No, neither
man.
do I.
That's
I also
all.
don't. I feel like nobody really talked about the fact that D Wade publicly said that he wants Donovan Mitchell to go to the Heat, as a minority owner of the Jazz. That's wild. Why did we not?
I think he was just.
Why did we just ignore that?
I think it was an encore to the fans, man. He just loves being loved by Miami. It's just he likes to make them feel good. So I don't think there's much validity to it, to be honest with you. I mean, he's a minority stake owner. It's not that he's pulling the trigger anyways. So
that's fair.
But it's all fun and games, man. Look, at the end of the day, this has been a great off season. But it could really be that much greater if these trades happen, right?
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks or the Heat, and then you can get KD potentially out to the West Coast. Who you should fear is Golden State because if they trade for Kevin Durant, it's over for a lot of people in the West.
If they trade for Kevin Durant again, they're just winning again. I don't think it's.
They're the one team that could actually give up, Kuminga. They can give up what's their big name? Wiseman. They can give up Moody. They can give up even Wiggins, and they still have. Jordan Poole off the bench with KD and Clay and Curry. It's just not fair.
Yeah.
I think they'd probably have to give up Jordan Poole in that deal just because of Brooklyn's want for some kind of all-star or future all-star.
Well, if I'm them, I would tell them you either pick from Poole or Wiggins. You can't take them both.
Wiggins is technically an all-star. Technically.
Defensively, he's an all-star. Defensively, what he did for that team took him to another level.
Yes, defensively, he's very good. I just don't think he's the all-star that you would build a trade package around. He's just not that guy for me.
Listen, if he slips through the cracks and Golden State keeps him, they're winning the next 3 in a row. and this coming from a Laker fan.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, if they get KD, they keep Wiggins, Curry, Clay, Draymond, and any of the other assets they might have, they're going to be a problem unless another team swings a deal that changes the course of it. But
if that team's healthy, do that.
I think nobody in the NBA should be cheering for KD to go to the Warriors. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody should want that.
Unless you're a Warriors fan.
Right. Well, that's they're spoiled. But,
they are spoiled. It's insane. Warriors
don't even
fans have
think
become
they.
very entitled.
The thing I don't like about them is that I don't consider them Warriors fans. I consider them bandwagons. They don't know who Monte Ellis, Kalina Azubuike is. If they don't know who, that
Yeah.
Matt Barnes, Steven J. If you weren't following the team
I would say
around that time, I don't
90%
want.
of the Warriors fans don't
Yeah,
started following
and I don't know them
95%
2015.
personally.
of the ones on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only thing I'll say about them. But I've met a couple cool ones. They're far and few in between.
Yeah, like you said, nobody in the NBA, nobody who is a fan of basketball should want that to happen. That would be very bad for the league.
It is. We want competitiveness. We want, you know, we kind of want fairness, to be honest with you, because they've been set up for success ever since Steph Curry took a pay cut. Let's be honest.
Hmm.
That has set them, upon a path of glory that they have not looked back ever since. So we can thank Steph
Um,
Curry for that.
who, as teams are, like right now, today, who who is your favorite to win again? Who to win the championship this season? Because
As they are,
as they are, and assuming everyone stays healthy, of course.
well, Golden State's going to come back better. Yeah, obviously they have the young guys coming back, but I still listen. I still like Milwaukee. I had liked Milwaukee last year. If they don't lose Chris Middleton, I think they would have been the champions. That's just me. Again, I like Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee is right there. They have all that size. Uh, you never know. Giannis might take another leap. I doubt it, but no,
That
they're
would be
stacked.
insane.
Yeah,
Um,
If
I
Giannis takes
feel like
another leap.
I feel like we've been saying, oh, once Giannis gets a jumper for like 5 years now.
But he's gotten
So
better gradually.
It's
he
it's,
has
it's
gotten
gradually
better.
getting better, yeah.
So
I
that's the
just, and
scary
I
part.
guess he's still, what is he, like 27? Right?
26.
He's
I think,
20, yeah, he's
26.
26 or 27.
So, I mean, yeah, there is still time. I'm starting to doubt that he'll become like like, 35% three-point shooter like a lot of people were scared he was going to be at some point.
He has spurts when he looks tremendous, man. Especially
But
when he
yeah,
plays
he
my
really
Lakers. God
does.
damn, he looks like Curry when he plays my Lakers. Holy shit! But,
I think a lot of players tend to really turn it up a notch against the Lakers, though.
like to
Campaign.
audition, man.
Campaign,
They
for
love,
some reason, just
Campaign.
likes to fuck the Lakers up. I don't get
they
it.
love to audition, man. That's what it
I
is.
wish he would
They
do that
looking for
every
the next
game.
contract.
I wish he would, like, just, even just a little step down from how he plays the Lakers. If he just plays like that every game.
Laker Nation hates Cannington, by the way. We call
Oh,
him
yeah.
we call him Ratatouille. It's
Oh
tough,
yeah, I
man.
don't doubt it. I don't doubt that y'all hate him.
And
If
not
I
for
was a
not for
Lakers
any,
fan, I'd hate him too.
not for any good reason either. It's the antics, man. It's always the antics. Like we hate Patrick Beverly not because he kills us,
So do
it's
we.
because of
Yep.
all of that.
I think a
We
lot
hate
of the
Pat Bev
Suns
too.
started hating Pat Bev after that push to CP.
Really? You guys hate Pat? Oh, of
Oh,
course.
yeah,
I
after
forgot
that
about
push
that.
to CP, I think a lot of Suns fans after that. And especially after he went into the media after we lost and just
Let me ask you guys this: who are the biggest pretenders heading into the next season? If we're to stay like we are right now, I'll start the
Pretenders.
Clippers.
I was going to say the
Clippers, man.
Clippers too. I think that
Because
John
they-
Walsh signing is like super overrated.
The
Dude,
Lakers
yeah.
signed John Wall, we'd be getting laughed at, to be honest with you, man. But the media darlings, I guess ESPN's in their back pocket because they already have them as favorites. What the fuck have the Clippers ever done to claim that throne?
The
favorite.
last time the Clippers were fully healthy with Kawhi and PG, they lost to the Nuggets.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, and the Nuggets to me were the better team at the time, to be honest with you. But the media hype had everybody believing the Clippers were going to face the Lakers, right, in the Western Conference Finals. Man, it's just the media hype. Who do you guys have though? Is it just me?
Clippers are definitely up there.
mean,
I think.
I
You go
had the
first,
Nets
Isaac. Let me.
last season. I never liked the Nets.
The
I
Nets.
always thought the Nets were gonna lose. I didn't think they were gonna get swept, but I never liked the Nets. I think Boston's gonna have a similar thing that the Suns had in their
Well-
season after losing the finals. I don't think Boston gets back to the finals. But I guess I wouldn't necessarily call them a pretender, because I don't think anybody expects them to get back to the finals, do they? Except Boston fans.
Boston just
So-
slipped through the cracks this year, man. I did not see them going to the finals. They were just
I
there.
had the Bucks back in the finals this season.
Injuries, so a lot of years injuries have helped certain teams. So I know it's not an excuse, At the end of the day, you got to play through it. But man, injuries have really changed the outcome of finals even. Because I really think Milwaukee would be hoisting the trophy that they've been
I
in.
don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think Miami is a
It's not a
big
hot take.
pretending team. I don't think they have Jimmy Butler's insane, but outside of him, I don't think they have the star. I don't think Bam is turning in what we thought he would turn into. Um, yeah, I would say Miami.
To be
I don't
honest
see
with you,
them going back to the finals. I
like
think the
Tyler Hero,
bubble.
but they
Uh, your Dan, your mic cut for a second, so we didn't hear everything you said, or I didn't hear anything you.
I said the reason Miami's always a pretender because they should have been moved on that Tyler Hero kid. They could have got some stars for him in the past.
They could
They
have.
just as much as I
Especially
like
right
him.
after the bubble, his value was at an all-time
Yeah,
high.
they didn't trade him for Harden.
Yeah,
Right.
that could have been a decent team if Harden went over
Yeah,
to
that would have been
Miami.
different because they actually have the defense to balance it out, right?
Hmm.
I got a couple
Exactly.
questions for you guys as Suns fans, man. I always wanted to ask Suns fans this, and here's my opportunity. So, question number one: scale of 1 to 10, how bad does it hurt that y'all passed up on Luca and Trey Young? Gotta ask, man. Gotta ask.
Okay, I
I'll let you go first.
okay before the Mavs series.
Hmm.
I like back in 2018. I wanted Ayton.
I thought
I
Ayton was
thought
the pick
I'm a
during
big
that draft,
fan. I'm a big fan of drafting team fit over like best available
especially with number
because
one overall pick.
especially with the first pick, or maybe not necessarily like
When
especially
it's
with the
not,
first
it
pick,
depends on the
but
draft too, because if Zion's in that
Oh man,
draft, you take Zion. But you know what I
yeah.
mean?
So like I'm a guy who would choose team fit over best available because I'd rather build what you got rather than draft like a guy and try. I don't know. Especially
team
because we
fit,
had
bro. Can you imagine the fit of Booker and Luca or Booker and Trey in the backcourt?
yeah,
That
and
would have been insane.
and that was just the other thing is like we were like oh, we like every Suns fan who wanted Ayton was like, oh, we just don't think Booker and Luca we didn't think they would work well together. But now that we know, like obviously it sucks now because we know that Devin Booker is better as an off-ball player and Luca is an on-ball player. Like it sucks now. So I'd say like on a scale of 1 to 10, like when we hit the finals, it was a 1. I didn't care.
Right
Um, last
now, right
season,
now.
right now it's like a 7
Damn.
I
Listen, I understand the pain.
because we
We
still went
passed
to the
on Jason Tatum,
finals.
so
It's
Like we still
definitely
went to
gone
the
up and
finals. I
down. It's
can't
gone
ignore
up and
that.
down for me. So like when we drafted Ayton, I thought that was the consensus number one overall pick.
what
But
about you, bro? Scale of 1 to 10.
right
Right now.
now, probably like an 8, especially with all this Ayton stuff going on of him not really wanting to be here and all
Right.
that going on.
It hurts.
Before,
It hurts. I bet it hurts because that would have been a truly scary backcourt.
yeah,
Either way, whether you
before the
get Trey
bubble
Young.
ended, I was very upset we didn't have Trey Young because we didn't have CP at the time. We needed a star point guard, and I was like, Trey Young would be perfect right now. So
Absolutely,
Dude,
man.
I've said this on the pod before. I was so ready to draft Jaw in 19, dude. I
and
was so ready. We got cheated, man. We won 19 games and we got like the 5th pick or whatever. Like, bro, are you kidding me? I was
Right.
ready, dude. I had the Ja Morant like jersey swaps. I was ready for Ja and I feel like we got cheated, man.
It
I
was
was so
scary.
upset.
It was scary. Ja Morant was this close to being a Laker. Fact. You
How's
want to know
that?
how? We were in the lottery that year. We ended up with the fourth pick, but we were in the top. We were in the final picks, and when they all opened that envelope and we got number 4, I was disappointed as well because I wanted John Moran as well. I know he would probably go 2. I wanted the second pick. We ended up with number 4. As you know, we packaged that with Anthony Davis. But yeah, fun fact, he could have been a Laker. That
that
would
would
have
have
been
been
nuts, man.
crazy.
Oh yeah, speaking back on the Luca thing, Arthur, I'm not gonna try and say his last name, but Arthur in the chat, he said Ayton was the safe pick. He's right. Did anybody expect Luca to be this at the
Oh,
time? No.
I didn't. I'm just
Hindsight is
asking.
2020.
As of right
Asking
now, it
because
hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
I'm asking because my Lakers took the safe pick with Lonzo Ball. We could have had Jason Tatum.
Hmm.
So we've
Yeah.
been there. I know what that feels like. However,
Yeah.
the franchise can make one move, and I don't even think of Jason Tatum anymore. Once we traded for Anthony Davis, I knew we had a championship, right? So it was irrelevant because even if we had Tatum, they probably would have asked for him in the trade package, right? And with LeBron here, it probably would have happened anyway. So,
Yeah,
um,
so while it does hurt now, I will defend the Ayton pick till the day I die because I still
all
think
right,
it was the right pick.
that's fair enough. Now I have one more question for you guys. Do you guys actually like Brandon Broadus as a Suns fan, or does he embarrass you guys?
Ooh,
I
that's
want
a
to know
tough one.
because
Okay.
from my point of view as a Laker fan, I watch this guy, man, and I feel like his passion's not real. Like I feel like he comes on and reacts for views. Like it doesn't
No,
feel natural to me. That's just me though.
I
You guys think?
think we've had him on the
Yeah,
podcast
we had him
before.
on the
Okay,
podcast. We're supporters of Barwadas, I would say, on this pod.
that's fair. That's
I
fair.
I think everything that he put I don't okay, I want to get all of this out. So I will say I think that everything he puts out like on Twitter, on YouTube, I do think it's all an act. But I don't think he doesn't care either.
Okay.
Especially the conversation we had it with him on the pod. You could tell it was genuine. I think that it's part of. I think he's definitely
I
had to
definitely
build
think
it
he's
up
a
as a
fan.
persona. I think he's had to build the persona with his YouTube and everything. I think that's definitely elevated it.
And I think he's more of a Booker fan than a Suns fan, if I'm being completely honest.
Okay, that's fair. I think he's a fan for sure. I find it his
And I
antics a
can
little
I can
annoying.
see
Like
that too. And I know a lot of Suns fans think he's super cringy too on
Yeah, a
Twitter.
lot of Suns fans do not like him.
like
But
he's not as bad as Clipper Darrow, right? He's not as bad as Clipper Darrow.
I don't know who
I
Clipper
gotta be
Darrell
Darrow.
honest,
is.
yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh, you
I'll
guys
check
don't
him
know?
out.
Oh, waste your time.
But
It's a Clipper fan that just annoys every Laker fan, man. So
Yeah.
he's horrible. Like when we were out there in front of Staples Center at the time, Staples Center, wanting change because the Lakers, we're spoiled Laker fans. We want to change. He was there chanting against us, like in his half blue, half red Clipper suit. So he's always been an enemy of Laker Nation. But at the same time, I feel like he's an attention whore. It's not like legit fan. Like I talk to you guys, I can tell you guys are legit Suns fans, so I got mutual respect. I can't have conversations with certain fans that just do certain things for attention.
hmm
That's the difference. That's why I asked the question.
No, yeah,
Broadus.
yeah. Baradas, we like Baradas over here. He came on when we like our seventh episode. We were super new and
he
he
came on right after we played the Lakers actually.
yeah, we had him for
Oh,
our
okay.
Lakers pod actually. Yeah. Um, I think the whole thing with that is I know he talks a lot of shit about the Lakers, so I can see why
Right.
Lakers fans dislike him. But I
That's
think
not why
that's
I'm annoyed by him.
part of the just the
I
fan
like
base
shit
rivalry.
talkers. It's just I love shit talkers so long as they can back it up. As
hmm
far as like I'm a shit talker, man. But when my team loses, I'm gonna show up to my live stream regardless. Win or lose,
hmm
I know that's gonna be full of trolls in the chats.
Oh
You gotta
man, dude.
always.
Oh, us
Our
after the
our
Mavs
pod
game,
after game
dude.
7 was rough. I did not want to do that shit. That was
That's
terrible,
what makes you a
dude.
diehard, man. When you go into
It was
the
hard.
you go front line. You're ready for battle, man. Always.
Yeah, and I mean, I had a question for you, but I forgot. Oh yeah. Um, I think I guess it's not more of a question more than like a statement, but I think it's kind of absurd when I see a Lakers fan on Twitter complaining that they traded the young core for Anthony
Mm.
Davis because
Oh
you
yeah.
literally won a ring.
Oh yeah. For
Like
sure.
that's the end goal, is it not?
Absolutely, and trust me, I've been preaching that for years, bro. Since we traded Anthony Davis, there's still a couple of ignorant, born yesterday fans that will say something really stupid. But I think that's my job because you know, um, having such a big fan base behind me, like being one of the faces of Laker Nation, I feel like it's my job to educate fans who just talk out of their backside sometimes. Sometimes it's based off of emotions. I got friends that do the same thing. Heck, I've done the same thing. I've been emotional at times. We could all do it. I think when you actually stick by that statement and say, "Oh, we should have never traded for Anthony Davis," bro, we won a fucking championship.
Yeah,
That
that's what
is
I was
always the
telling
goal
one of
here.
my friends earlier. If we trade for KD, win a championship, I'm okay. If we win a championship in my lifetime, I am more than okay with being shit for the
Just
rest of my
one.
life.
I just want one Suns championship in my life, dude. Just
And
one.
that might be different than you because you guys have what, 12?
17.
Oh,
17.
17. Oh shit, I was
Oh, I
way
mean,
off.
they
Way
count
off.
12 in LA, but we count on 17 because it's
Okay.
just franchise
Okay.
origins and everything. But I'm gonna tell you, I understand that
So it might be
100, and I
different for
tell
you
my
because you've won so many. We haven't won any, so it's like just one would be historic.
no,
That could be
it's not
shit for the
different
rest.
actually, bro. It's like a drug. When you hit it, you want more. So it might be just as bad
Yeah.
as it is for you guys.
Mhm.
Believe it or
I've
not.
I've only had I was born in Seattle, so I'm a Seahawks fan as well. And
Okay.
so like that 2013 team, that's the only taste of a championship I've had in my entire life. And
Tears, I bet.
I was 11 years old when that happened. So I couldn't really fully appreciate that for what it was.
Right, right.
And then watching my team go up 2-0 in the finals last year and then just completely like they lost four straight. We basically got swept.
Right.
It was just
Let me tell
awful.
you something. That
Like
that Seattle team was special, man. That
I
Seattle
think that's
team
the
was
best
special.
defense of all time. But this isn't a football podcast, so
Right. It's up
we'll
there.
Yeah.
but yeah, man,
I'm
dude,
the
like
same
I
way.
can't
I
even
haven't had any favorite team of mine win a championship. Like I'm a Mariners fan. We've never even been to the World Series. Um, I
Oh,
guess the
you
only
know what?
taste of glory I've had is the World Cup. I'm a Germany fan, so 2014 was special to me. But
There's a lot of young fans that have never, outside of the bubble championship, they've never been to a parade, and they've asked me like, I've never had the pleasure of going to a parade. At the time, I was too young at the time, and didn't go to the parade at the time. But I'd love to go to a parade. So I'm just as hungry as you guys, man. Believe it or not. And I feel like we got robbed out of a parade in that 2020 bubble championship.
mhm,
We were robbed, man. So we're hungry. Trust me, man. When I say every day we are looking at the timeline, hoping for upgrades to the roster. We dissect every little corner, just like you guys. Every inch of our team, everything. Try to dissect it, break it down. What lineups would be better? All of that. And
I do have another question for you.
go ahead, brother.
What what was your opinion when the Suns won the Western Conference Finals and they had like those hundreds of fans like pull up to the airport with the Suns players like on the cars and stuff? Do you think that that was not justified?
Um, you have to understand, my idol, bro. He didn't celebrate before we won a championship, so we see things differently. I mean, like if you look at every Western Conference Finals we've won, they don't even pop champagne, bro. At least not that I remember. No, so I guess you could say we look down upon fan bases that do that stuff, but it's understandable. If you, it's like you act like you've been there,
right.
before, like, but you've never been there. So I get it, right? But we do laugh at it. We do joke at it. It's almost like it is a little sad, to be honest with you,
Right.
that
I
that
can
we
see
we
that from
laugh
other
at it,
fan
but
bases.
it's just they call it poverty franchise is what they call you guys because you're celebrating without winning the actual championship. I'm not that harsh. To be fair, I'll sit back. I'll drop a couple memes maybe, but it's all lighthearted stuff for me.
I was there. I was in the crowd that night. And
How
like
was it? You
it
feel
was so
glorious?
fun. It was so much
Yeah,
fun, man. Like,
that's
and
all that
that's,
matters.
I feel like that's all that really anybody should care about. Like, you can sit there
Exactly.
and like, oh yeah, like a poverty franchise, but at that point, I feel like you're, you're, you're,
The diehard, it never matters what everybody else thinks. It only matters what you think and your fan base. That's it,
exactly.
right? So,
It was
so,
so fun.
so that's what it's all about, man. I'm glad you guys had a blast.
It
No,
just, it's very difficult to see people like shit on that, especially like we are a poverty franchise. We only had been to the finals two other times in history before that. And the last time was like 30 years ago. So,
that I'll say this, bro. You're not alone. Laker fans get shitted on all the time. We get called the worst fan base of all time, even though we're the most loyal, or one of the most loyal, however you want to see it. We get called uneducated and delusional. It comes with being a fan, bro. No matter what your fan base is, you're always gonna get critiqued. Especially the Lakers, though. I'll tell you, there's no fan base that
oh,
gets more criticism than
definitely.
Laker
Yeah.
fans. So we're used to it,
Sorry.
bro, and we don't give a fuck. Like we don't care. We middle fingers to everybody. We just you know we enjoy the hate. You gotta have to embrace it, bro. There's never anything sad about the hatred. That means you're starting to become relevant. To be honest with you, if you're starting to get hated on, it's because you're starting to become relevant.
One more thing since we're on the topic that really bothered me. was the Suns fans got so much shit for that little. I'm not even gonna call it a parade. It was just cars, like the players driving their cars. Um, but during the Mavs series, and this is when I knew that we had absolutely no shot with the media, with other fans, is when like it was Kiz Brandon who made a tweet making fun of because the Mavs won game like 3 or 4, and there was a video of a group of their fans just like jumping around and screaming and shit outside the stadium. And Kiz was like, he posted that video, it was like, congratulations on winning a championship. And we got clowned for that when we also got clowned for celebrating the Western Conference Finals. So that's when I realized like this double standard is not something that we're ever gonna escape from until we actually win a championship. And even then, it's like
You're just gonna get hated on, bro. That's what.
if you
That's
win a
what something you have
championship, I
to.
mean, you experienced it with like, oh, the Mickey Mouse ring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're never gonna
and we
live
don't
that
care.
down, and that makes
Love
no
it.
sense to me because the bubble is probably some of the realest hoops we've seen, like just straight hoops.
Yeah, your mic cut out again,
Yeah, your
Dan.
mic's cutting out again, Dan.
Let me fix that. You hear me better?
Yep, now you're
Yeah,
good.
you're good now.
Okay, okay. I just gotta turn it. Here's the thing though. Nobody was calling it the Mickey Mouse ring till we won it.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's always gonna be like that. Listen, you have to embrace the hatred, bro. Once you start drinking that haterade that everybody's on, you're gonna understand that it feels good, bro. I like it when people are jealous of my team. That means we're doing something right. If they're not talking about us, like nobody gives a flying fuck about the Clippers. Even now that they have a better team than us, how many segments do they get on ESPN compared to ours, right?
The only
So
time they talk about the Clippers is when they're talking about the Lakers.
exactly the shadow team, right? The shitty shadow team that nobody gives a
I
flying
still
fuck
think they
about.
should leave LA.
They should. Las
Yeah.
Vegas has a big market, bro. They just
I think they
acquired the
should go to
Raiders.
Seattle, man. I want a team.
Seattle. Seattle would be great. I would actually, you know what? I would start liking them if they went to Seattle. I hate them now. I hate them now. I would actually like, be like, all right, you're not trying to like. I don't know what they're trying to do over here, honestly. But you know what? Embrace the hate. I'm gonna tell you guys this because I promise you this championship. If you guys ever do get to experience that, enjoy the shit out of it. It's gonna feel that much better because fan bases hate on you. For us, bro, we literally have 29 other fan bases. We are the marquee franchise. We have a target on our back at all times. And it feels like we're always swimming against the current. To be honest with you, you might see us as the bullies or whatever. Oh, they always win. The NBA always favors them. We see it the opposite, man. Because we've won so much, I feel like the NBA, the Chris Paul veto trade, right? I feel like the NBA is always against us, bro, because of that. They literally put rules in the CBA to stop us from competing for titles, right? The hard cap and all that. That was
Mhm.
made for the Lakers, teams like us. They literally made rules for Shaquille O'Neal not to dominate in the paint, the 3-second rule. Laker fan, you might think you're being hated, but we know we're being hated because we're so great, man. But you know what? Embrace the hate, bro. Once you learn that, it's fun to me. It gives you
And
something to talk about.
truthfully, like the hate is like it comes from jealousy, man. Everybody wants their team to be on the level of the Lakers. It hurts. Those words hurt coming out of my mouth, but it's true.
It's the truth. It's like
Everybody,
everybody.
yeah.
Toshiba wants to be Sony, right? Everybody wants to be Ferrari. Everybody wants to be the sexy brand. But you know what? I think everybody should just focus on being the best version of what they could be, right? Not everybody can afford a Ferrari. Some people want a Honda. I mean, so go ahead. Everybody can shine in their own right. Like I enjoy watching underdog teams win a championship. I truly was cheering. Like once my team was out of it, I was rooting for the Bucks to win a championship. I was really rooting for them because they're such a small market team, and
Mhm.
Giannis is such a humble human being that you just can't hate
I
on that
love
guy, no
Giannis.
matter how much
He's
you
one of
try.
my favorites.
Right? Even though he beat you guys in the finals, you still don't hate him. That says a lot
Oh,
about a
I
player.
love Giannis,
Yeah,
man.
he
I
he
wish more
just he
players
I
just
did
beat
that.
had
us.
I don't know if you guys know what iFunny is, that app, but
Yeah, I do.
I had an account on that app back in like 2017, 2018, and it was literally called Giannis for MVP. I've been a huge
Giannis is
Giannis fan for a long time, so I said from the very beginning of that like playoffs, I was like, if the Suns make it, the only team that I'd be like the sorry, not okay losing to, but like least hurt about is the Bucks. So at the very least, I'm glad it was Giannis, just because like he's such a great guy. He's very humble. He's funny as hell too. If you see some of the like things he comments on
Yeah, I
Instagram and
love
stuff,
Giannis.
it's
Actually,
very
buy a
like
Giannis jersey. Man, that Milwaukee Bucks colors is ugly, bro. I literally don't have nothing to match with with that to wear it out, you know. So
yeah, it's
I would,
rough. I'd
yeah.
buy a Giannis jersey if, although that black one with just the deer on it, that one's kind of nice. It's just the accent, like the green, is just tough
Yeah.
to make a outfit with.
It's like super 90s, bro. It's like super neon green, weird, rubber baby throw up type shit. I don't
It's
know.
the
I
same
don't
with
like it
the
though.
the same with the Suns orange one. It's
The
like
Suns orange one. Oh, you don't like that one? Right?
it's I like it on the court, like on the players in the game, but like if you buy that jersey, what like it's very difficult to wear not to a game.
Only one Suns jersey I would wear as a Laker fan. There's only one, and it's not Steve Nash. No, he was a Laker. Um, it's Charles Barkley, man. He's iconic. There's only one jersey that I could say, okay, I would rock his jersey.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's not many Suns legends that I would rock.
No, I
Nash was
wouldn't
great, but
buy. I guess I'd buy a Kobe jersey, but
I
who
have a
wouldn't?
Kobe jersey. I have a Team USA Kobe jersey.
right, that one was fire. I have that one as well. Recently bought an Allen Iverson jersey, and I caught a lot of flack on my live stream for it. But I'm like, listen, Allen Iverson wore a Kobe jersey. Does that make him less of a Sixer by that logic? So I'm
And I
like,
feel like Lakers fans should have a lot of respect for Iverson after that 2001
dude,
series.
dude, there's a couple of fans that have screw looses. I don't know why they question that, man. But yeah, Iverson is one of the goats, man. It's just not only what he did for basketball on the court, but off the court, the swagger, how cool he made that Philly number 3, man. He made it cool, bro. Like he really brought that hip hop culture to the game and just like put it in the forefront, man. I love it.
I have one. We've been going for about an hour here, so we're gonna wrap it up soon. But I do have one more question. Um, what has it been like? And I don't want to say like the downfall necessarily, but has it been like tough to watch Anthony Davis after that 2020 bubble and like where he's at now as a player? Like, what is that like? What is your opinion on that in general?
Look, for me, I'm the type of Laker fan that I'm very grateful. There's two types of Laker fans. There's some of us very understanding, and some of us are too spoiled to see anything, right? But I'm a very understanding Laker fan, and I understand that shortened season, that quick turnaround, it had rippling effects on a lot of players, including Jamal Murray. Has he played since the bubble?
No, not
Right.
really.
So I mean, people act like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have been healthy. He has actually had more games, both of those. So again, it's the Laker hate, bro. We get a lot of people hating, making memes about Anthony Davis. I'm a big Anthony Davis fan. I know what I have in that player, and I know that when he's healthy, he's gonna wreak havoc on the league. So I'm looking forward to the season. Was it hard watching him be injured? Of course, it's always hard watching any player be injured. I would, I hate Paul George. I despise him, but I would not wish injury on anybody. So yeah, it's always hard, especially your favorite players. But it's not hard for me to keep the faith, man. After a championship, I could always look back at 2020 and be like, we're already champions. So
Exactly. Isaac, are we doing the draft today?
Oh, I mean, we can.
If Dan, if you still got time, we can hop in this
yeah,
draft real
run it.
quick. For sure.
I
Let
got
me.
I got everything done early, man. Oh,
So just so you know, the way we
Yeah,
do it
so
is
we're
it's gonna be a
just
snake draft. So if someone
okay.
picks one of your players, you can't pick them. Um, we'll do like a 7-man team. Um,
just
before
of
before we
current
start,
current players.
yeah, we'll do current players only, just to
Okay.
make it easier. Before we get into that, that's a good question. You've worked notes asked if you would trade 80 for KD straight up right now.
Like that's a no-brainer.
Um,
Because he said you told us that you would trade Booker for
right.
KD. Would you
I
trade?
probably would. Yeah, I probably would. It'd be really hard for me, obviously, for the attachment purposes and because he already
Mhm.
won a championship for us. But I probably would. I mean, can you imagine Kevin Durant and LeBron on the same team?
Yeah, that would
Oh
be
my
insane.
God.
Point LeBron and
Yeah. I always
that
put
would
my
be
team in front of
insane.
I'm always team first guy before players.
Yeah, that's it's difficult because I don't know, like if I'm being genuinely honest, I don't know if I can call myself a team first over players because Devin Booker's at the moment is probably like now that Russell Wilson isn't a Seahawk anymore, Devin Booker's probably my favorite athlete of all time. He's the player. I'm 19 years old, so I haven't had much time.
It's fair.
And he's
I'm
the
not
player
criticizing it.
yeah, he's the
It's
player
funny to hear to
I've
me,
watched the
man.
most. He's the player I've
Funny
watched
to
the
hear to
most.
me that Devin Booker has diehard fans like you. But hey, props to you, man. Props to you, bro. You sticking to your guns.
That's a lot of Suns fans at the moment.
Euphoric says you're
Yeah.
bugging for that trade. He says you're crazy for
Me?
trading 80 for KD right now.
Nah, man. Nah. I would do it. I would do it if it brings me more championships. I'd do
Right.
anything for championships. Only
That's
player
the
I
end
would never
goal,
trade
so it's
ever.
like
Only player I would never ever trade is Kobe Bryant because he's a GOAT.
You trading
know?
LeBron?
If he requests a trade, yeah. Not if he doesn't. I respect what he's done. He helped reestablish his franchise. So I'm not an ungrateful fan. I'm not sitting here putting up together trade packages.
Just out of curiosity, what the hell is the trade package for LeBron James, man?
yeah, that
There isn't one. There isn't one.
Like-
The reason there isn't one is his age, right? How much can you really give up? Can you mortgage your whole future, everything just for LeBron? Well, potentially a 1-year rental. Number one, if you're another team. Number two, Lakers. I don't know if you noticed, but we're very loyal to our players. At least to the ones that have put in work here. Right? People criticize us for giving that contract up to Kobe Bryant after he tore his Achilles. I told people this is going to set a great foundation for future stars like LeBron to come here. And look at us now.
Facts. All right, let's
get into this draft. I
So
will.
Brandon, he's gonna do a wheel spin to determine who gets the first pick, like the order
Sure.
of the picks. We don't necessarily need to draft
Oops,
for
I didn't-
like building like a well-rounded team. Like just pick like, I mean a little bit for like team fit, but overall just like picking like a fantasy draft basically.
Okay. Basically, NBA 2K fantasy draft. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oops.
And then
Getting this in now.
love that Ayton Pacers jersey swap on your Twitter, Brandon.
No, that was Facebook. That was part of one of those Facebook groups. I'm in a few Facebook groups, and they're hilarious. The shit I find on these Facebook groups, so funny. All right.
Alrighty.
See who gets the first pick. It's spinning. Dan, you're getting the first overall pick.
Ooh. Okay.
Just to have the guest. See who gets the
LeBron
second.
James. Sir. Loyalty,
Then
loyalty.
it'll be Isaac. I'll go last.
Wait.
LBJ.
So is that who you're taking with
Okay.
your first pick, Dan? You're taking
Yeah.
LeBron?
LeBron James. Yes, sir. LeBron.
Okay.
Still believe he's the best player in the game overall this year. Still believe.
Can't hate that pick.
Call me delusional.
I disagree, but I understand that opinion. I get it. Okay, second
Appreciate your
pick.
art.
Gotta go Giannis.
It's
He's
not
the
bad.
best player in the NBA right now, in my opinion.
That's what I would have took if LeBron wasn't a Laker. Just to be clear. So.
I'm gonna take Curry.
Ooh.
With my third
That's
pick.
nuts. I would not have
I'm taking
expected
Curry.
I guess you
Oh.
have back-to-back picks though, so I guess it doesn't
Yep,
really matter.
It doesn't.
But that's pretty crazy, man. But
That's pretty crazy.
Brandon's known for having the
These
little
hot
bit
takes, yeah. I like the
A
hot
little
takes
bit.
coming out, man.
I'm taking KD.
So we're gonna do a snake draft. So I get the next pick, you'll get the pick after
Okay.
Isaac.
Oops.
If that makes
All right, go
sense.
ahead.
That's gonna be my pick. I'm taking KD.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, you better fucking take KD, man.
I wanted to do the suspense of taking Curry first, and then so
You're
then
good, you're
Isaac
good,
will
good
go.
pick.
Okay. Hold up. I'm trying to write down the pick so I can send it to Hassan and he can make a graphic later. Let's see. See, I got Giannis. Damn, I kind of want to look at a list of players because for some reason I'm blanking.
Way ahead of you guys, man. My list right here.
I'm gonna pick Luca.
That's a good
Oh,
pick.
motherfucker. That was my pick. All right, that's a good pick. That's a great pick. All right, my turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now it's you. You'll
get
get
the
2
next
picks
2.
now.
Oh, it's over. It's over for you guys. It's a wrap. Oh, I'll wipe you guys out with size, man. I'm taking Joel Embiid.
Right? Embiid.
And then, you know what? That'd be too easy if I do that. Let me switch it up for you. I was gonna take Embiid and Jokic, but instead, um, shoot. All right. Let's see. Let's make it fun. Give me, Morant.
Ja Morant.
That's not bad either.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pick Jokic
Of course.
with my pick.
Of course. I might have to go small now. Um,
Oh,
let's see. This is hard now. Now it feels a little hard.
Oh,
I'm gonna get a list of players up too because I was gonna go off just memory, but no,
no, yeah.
because now
it
I'm
gets
starting to
tough.
blank.
It gets tough because I'm trying to draft like um by position too, and it
Yeah.
just gets tough to remember like when you're on the spot like this, man. Like it sounds weird to say like that I'm forgetting who the top NBA players are, but like when you're
It
on the
happens.
spot like this, it's like damn.
happens.
And are we doing everything fully healthy? Is that can we?
Of course. Of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna take Kawhi
There it is.
with my next pick.
Good pick. Pick.
So I'll have Kawhi run the 3, KD the 4. God, this is hard. This might be a crazy pick, but I need a shooting guard. I think Book's the best shooting guard in the league, so I'm taking Book to run the 2 for me.
Nice. Not a bad pick, man. Not a bad pick.
No, I think, and maybe we're like homers or whatever,
Yeah.
but I do think Devin Booker's
cool.
the best shooting guard in the league right now too. The shooting guard position's kind of
It's been mid the last few
it's
seasons.
kind of weak compared to the rest of the
Yeah.
positions, you know? Like if you look at
Mhm.
the top 10 NBA players, it's all centers and like
forwards, a few 1
Yeah.
or 2 point guards.
Facts.
All right, so I got Luka, I got Giannis, I got Jokic. So I need a 2 and a 4. I need a 2 and a 4.
You're in the best position of the draft because you're right in the middle, man. You get to ping pong off of us.
Yeah.
No
I need a
pressure.
t-
This center pick
Just
is
know
so hard for me. Oh my goodness.
Just know that I'm getting 2 picks. So, you know.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go Jason Tatum.
I knew it. Always pick the
That's
players
not
I'm
bad.
about to pick, man. All right.
Now you get 2 here, Dan.
Oh my goodness, it's over, guys. You can't give me 2 picks in a row. That's cheating. All right. Oof. All right. So I got killers, man. I got LeBron. I got Joel Embiid. I got Morant. Oh, Jesus. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm gonna get AD. All right, I need a 4.
Oh,
to
that's
go with
not
that 5.
bad. That's not bad.
Yeah. Domination Nation. Then I'm gonna go with the real best shooting guard in the NBA, Bradley Beal.
Ooh.
Good pick. That leaves me kind of tough to find my 2 guard.
You don't
I
like
might
the
have
bearded
to
one?
I might have to pick a point guard to run the 2 for me because
The reason I like Bradley Beal because he's a 2-way player, man. That's why I like him.
I
Devin
think Book.
Booker's a
I
2-way
think
player.
Devin Booker's a 2-way player. I think he's definitely elevated since we started
They're
winning.
1A, 1B. They're 1A, 1B.
Yeah,
but,
you can't argue with that.
You can make an argument either way.
I'm
taking.
gonna pick a point guard to run the 2 for me because Dame time here is still available.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
So
bad.
I'm gonna pick Damian Lillard to run the 2 for me.
Donovan Mitchell's super disrespectful.
Oh yeah, Donovan Mitchell. I
don't know, man.
Pressure. I'm just saying. He said he didn't see a 2 guard, and Donovan Mitchell was sitting there like, what the fuck?
No, I saw Donovan Mitchell, and then I saw Dame time, and I was like,
This next pick is super. There's 2 people that I'm debating between to run
Need a
center
center,
for
bruh.
me. I know. It's between Cat. I think I'm gonna go Cat. I'm gonna go Cat.
Who was your other option? Because Cat is clearly the 3rd best center in the NBA.
I'm not even gonna say it. We're good.
Okay, man.
See, so
All
this
right.
is
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
we're
how I
going.
started
We're going.
drafting at first. This is the way I was thinking about it when I was thinking of the other player was if we all played each other, like we had like a I like we went against each other. I think I would need a little more defense in there. So Gobert was on my mind.
Oh, you were gonna pick Gobert.
Gobert was on my mind, but
Pick the right one.
I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Cat.
I think you went the right direction, man. All right.
Hey,
You
appreciate that,
got
Max, a Lakers fan. We
since
we
you were
try.
going with 7-man rotations.
My boy.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh
yeah,
shoot,
he's coming
I do
back.
get two. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going 7-man.
Oh, okay.
That
Oh,
makes it interesting, huh?
it does. I think I'm gonna go with Donovan Mitchell.
All right, that's good because that's not who I was gonna pick.
What do you
I'm
want?
gonna.
Pandemic P?
Yes, I'm picking Paul George.
Knew it. I knew it.
Picking
my
Paul
goodness.
George as my 6th man.
I think Dan would
Oh, no.
refuse to take any Clippers fans
No.
in this draft
No,
or
no,
Clipper
no,
Clipper
no.
players.
Can any Clipper players or James Harden? Those are the players I'm never taking, no matter what. I don't care how talented he is.
I'm glad because I was thinking
so I
about
get-
James Harden for a second.
You can have him. You can have the non-defensive bowling ball. Okay. Let me get Let me see. He flops all over the place, but I cannot stand his style of play. All right. Well, you guys left me two of the best players in the draft. I can't believe nobody took my boy Trae Young. Ooh,
That was
That's
gonna
a
be
good
my
pick.
next pick.
off the bench, and then I get Jimmy Butler off the back end.
Ooh, Jimmy Butler was gonna be my next pick, so that's
Um,
now I gotta figure
Seven-man
out.
team right there. Good luck to anybody facing me on that one. 7-game series. Got it all, man.
All right, my
Got it
last
all.
pick. Let's see, man. There's not.
It's
There's
fun. We gotta
not
do
much.
this again.
I agree. We love doing these
This-
drafts.
Next time we should do it all time.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
down for that. See, my last pick, man. I mean, I guess I gotta go like best available. I just gotta pick James Harden.
All right.
Last
Ooh,
pick, Brandon. Last pick of the draft.
okay. I'm thinking of going either a forward or a center. I think my forwards are already pretty good, so I'm gonna go with another center.
And are you gonna
Um,
pick Gobert right now?
I don't know. I'm gonna take Bam.
That's a good
Bam,
pick.
that's
That
an
is a good
interesting
pick.
pick.
I'm gonna go
Not who I
Bam.
was
I just
expecting.
think he has a little more offensive game than Gobert. And he's not
Facts.
terrible
I do
on
want to
defense.
say something about Gobert. Are you legitimately telling me that he's been in the league 8 years now and he has not developed an offensive bag whatsoever? Not even like a hook shot.
Rico Bear is mentally soft, man. I don't like those kind of players. He has potential to be so much better, but
Yeah,
see him
just a
crying
hook
because he
shot.
didn't make an All-Star.
A hook shot in his game would elevate him easily to a top 3 center. Any type of offensive bag that he
Absolutely.
could just beat people
Dude,
in the post.
give Gobert DeAndre Ayton's hook shot, and he's like
Oh my
borderline
god.
best center in the league, bro.
Yeah.
With that
Coulda, shoulda,
defense,
woulda,
that's
man.
crazy. But
Some-
it just blows my mind that he's in the league this long solely on his defensive prowess. Like he has no offensive bag whatsoever.
Give me prime Andrew Bynum or Rudy Gobert.
That's not a bad take, honestly. That's not a bad take. That's not.
Dude, I do not like Gobert. He's not like
I call him
he get-
Gabooti. Rudy
Give me
Gabooti.
DeAndre Ayton over Rudy Gobert.
literally. I was good. Okay,
I
thank
was-
God.
it
I
was a
gonna-
debate
I
between-
was hesitant.
It was a debate between Bam and Ayton, but I think
I was
Bam's
hesitant, but dude,
perimeter defense is just a little better. So
Ayton actually has a nice little bag he can go to offensively.
it's just a matter of
getting
when
him
he
the ball.
decides to actually reach into the bag.
To me,
And-
that's on
and-
the coaching staff, though. I feel like they need to put him on a lot more pick and rolls and utilize
Yes.
him a little bit better.
We've
He could
talked about
easily
this.
be a 20, 25 point per game scorer because he's
I
getting
wouldn't say
18 a
25.
night.
I said that the other day on Twitter. I said 25 a night. That might be after I was informed that there's only been like 12 centers in NBA history to average
Really?
25. I was
Okay.
like, okay, that might be a bit much. I maybe like 22, 23
Too
a
many
night.
Will Chamberlains hanging around, bro.
S-
Too
Um,
many of those.
So my
but like we've talked. Sorry, Brandon. I really want to get
No, you're
this
good.
off. We talked about this before, but I'm not sure if you know. If you would watch a Suns game,
Mhm.
Ayton's touches per quarter, it's like this. It goes first quarter. He'll have like 15
See-
points in the first quarter, and then he'll end the game with 17
Yeah.
Yeah.
On ten shot attempts too.
on 10 shot. Like he'll take all his shots in the first quarter. He'll have like 9 of 10 with 50 or like what's
On the coaching
it's
staff, man, because honestly, the pecking order has to be Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton,
Yep.
Chris Paul. Instead,
literally. Oh
it's
my
it's
gosh.
it's
You
Devin Booker,
know,
Chris Paul, Ayton. So that's definitely
Sometimes it's
on the
even Devin
coaching staff.
Booker, Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges, Ayton. Sometimes Ayton gets to be the fourth or fifth option.
There's a
It's
reason he
insane.
wanted out. To
Yeah,
be
I
honest,
don't blame him
no,
for
I
that.
think it was justified. I don't blame him at all.
yeah,
I hope
but
that, and we didn't really get to talk about it, um, but I don't think the Suns were ever going to trade him based on how they went about uh, his offer sheets and stuff. Because if he wasn't gonna be a Sun next season, he would have been gone by now,
I
and they
think they
wouldn't have.
tried to trade him. Rumor has it they tried to get Kevin Durant for him, but they weren't biting on
Yeah,
that,
Nets
bro.
weren't, but it
Um,
really confuses me with that though because from what I know, or from what I've heard at least, didn't the Suns offer him a 4-year max when he was up for a contract extension and he didn't want it?
They offered him. Well, he originally wanted, I
Uh,
think, 5 for 170 with incentives. They didn't obviously do that. And then about a year ago, they offered him 4-year 138,
which is more than what he got now.
which is more than what he got now. So the Suns literally just played the waiting game, and it worked out for them.
it worked out, but do you guys think he's a $31 million player yet, or ever will
Not
be?
yet, but I
Or
think you pay players based on potential, not especially coming off your rookie contract. You pay him off
that's
potential.
fair. I would have matched it. I would have matched
Yeah,
it. I mean,
Yeah,
I was tweeting
and
about it earlier. I said they better match that shit.
and the
Is
thing
that
is, a lot of the gripe with Aiden among Suns fans is that they don't think he gives his like 100% effort every game, which I think that's justified. We've seen him have games where he'll have like 35 and 15. So
right?
it's difficult to see him like the next game have like 15 and 8, you
Right.
know? So I think that's definitely like I understand where they're coming from, but
I think
he's
the role
20
they given him, bro, the role they given him is play defense and whatever you get on the offensive end is get the scraps. You know,
Mhm.
and he needs more touches. Because
yes.
I seen somebody in the comment section just say, "And what's up, everybody?" I seen somebody in the comment section just say that that's on the big man. He needs to demand the ball, but it's a guards league. If
Yeah.
the guards don't give him the touches, he's not going to get a feel for the game. And even when he does get the touches, he's not going to be in rhythm.
Yeah.
And do
That
you really see 23-year-old DeAndre Ayton demanding the ball from Chris Paul?
yeah,
No.
that's
I
that's
just don't
hard.
see it.
And so that's like the whole reason that stuff broke out in game 7 against the Mavs when he only played 19 minutes that night. He got taken out halfway through the second quarter, right after halftime or something like that. And Monty asked him, "Do you want to go back in?" He was like, "I can't pass myself the fucking ball," which is true. Like I don't blame him for that. So
This is why I loved Rondo when he was with the Lakers. He used to get Anthony Davis going early. What that does for a big man is once he gets a rhythm for the game, all of a sudden he's hitting crazy shots in the fourth quarter.
mhm.
No,
Which Chris Paul, sorry to cut you off, but I mean,
uh,
it's not that Chris like they didn't get him going early in the game because like we said, he would have sometimes first quarters where he'd have like 15 points. But then like for some reason only known to Chris Paul and God himself, they would just stop passing him the ball at towards the end of the game for like and
right.
I never understood why. He's shooting I don't want to say historic, but like a very insanely high clip on hook shots. Like elite efficiency on his hook shots. Why stop going to him? I never
When I,
understood it.
when I see him as a Laker fan, every time we faced him, uh, his face-up game is nice, but his back to the basket game is unreal. If y'all could give him some more touches there, that's why I say pick and rolls, man.
Yeah.
Because then he just catches his and makes a move or two and gets to the bucket, and that's when he's got a ton of talent. We're not talking about some scrub here just because he hasn't lived up to the hype or because he's not Luca or Trey doesn't mean he's a scrub. It's just he hasn't, for whatever reason, flourished in his best to his best capabilities, right? So I do believe that's a lot on the guards, but also on the coaching staff. They just have to draw up more plays for him, like you said, throughout the course of the game.
Mhm.
Exactly. All right, we've been going like an hour and a half here, so let's start getting this wrapped up. I wanna say special thanks to Dan for taking some time out of your day and talking basketball with us. One of the better discussions we've had on the pod, definitely. Sucks Arian couldn't be here for this, but it was great.
We'll definitely
Do it
have to
again
have you on
sometime.
again, man. Yeah.
We'll do it again sometime. It's fun.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone in the chat who was very active. This is one of the most active chats we've
Yeah.
had in
Dan definitely
history.
brought the people here.
We were
Shout out
sitting
to my
around
people,
like
man. Shout out to
we were
my
sitting
people.
around like 30 viewers for like most of the pods. So yeah, shout out you guys. You guys are great. I hope you guys liked us enough to come check us out again in the future.
Definitely check them out. They know what they're talking about for sure, man. This is for sure one of my best podcasts I've been on. So
Appreciate
thank
that,
you
man.
guys.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and you guys can find us on Twitter at WKB Podcast with an underscore at the end there. And then you'll find all of our individual Twitters from there. Once again, thank you, Dan, for joining us, and thank you so much for listening to this episode of the We Know Ball podcast. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Good one.